The fact that I was so wrong about this book. I finished reading Piranesi by Susanna Clarke yesterday. So here's my spoiler-free review. I'm not going to go into any details really about what this book is about. One, because I feel like this book is circulating everywhere. So if you're really curious, I'm sure you can find it. It is out there. And two, I honestly think it's best to go into this book blind. A large majority of the feedback that I'd heard about this book is that this book is confusing. So when you first pick it up, you really don't know what's going on, and you're just kind of thrust into this labyrinth-like world that our main character, Piranesi, lives in. I was very aware of that when jumping into this book. I really don't think I understood just how confusing and bleak that first half of the book really feels like. Thankfully, this book is really short, but it does take the first 50% of the book before anything happens. And I was strongly considering DNFing this book like twice because I just did not see the point. I couldn't see where we were going. And then somewhere between that like 50 to 60% mark, there's this like beautiful gem that just slowly starts to get unfolded. And then you really start to see what the fuck is actually happening. Once I noticed those layers starting to get peeled back, I was very intrigued. The story of what's actually like happening here and what is taking place is so heartbreaking, but I think what made it so special to me at the same time was the fact that you are reading from the perspective of this character named Piranesi, and his perspective is so innocent and full of wonder. I actually think the narrative decision that was made with this book and the way that it's executed is actually really well done. But I will say my only actual critique for this book, looking back, is that I do feel like it would have been a little bit stronger if the ending were a little bit different. I feel like for me personally, if that decision wasn't made, then it would have felt a little bit more organic and true to Piranesi's character arc. But really, that is such a small complaint for such a beautiful and well-told story. I really enjoyed this, and I ended up landing on a 4.5 star rating, which I feel like is very solid, and I'm super happy I picked it up.